What makes Spanlink unique is our approach to deploying unified communication solutions, which we call Lifespan. Lifespan is a very targeted approach that we've honed over the last 20 years and over thousands of deployments. And it's really our special sauce that we bring to the table, which is the very targeted approach of helping our customers architect, design, and install these solutions.
From what we know about our competitors is they just go on site and they build what the customer wants them to build. Whereas our methodology allows us to take the time to get to know the customer, get to know what they really want and what they need, and build that solution to better suit them. If a customer can dream it up, we've usually either seen it before or we have some ideas of our own of how to do it.
Most of our customers want to focus on their core business. They're not interested in deploying one of these solutions on their own. So that's where Spanlink comes in. We let our clients go back to running their business.
We have 6 phases in our process. The first phase is the analysis phase.
The goal of the analysis phase is to narrow down the scope of the project, understand what the big picture is, and start carving out the details from there. One of the key things that we do is talk to the business people and understand the business objective that we're trying to accomplish. How do we know if this project is going to be successful or not? What did we do to meet that? And once we understand that business objective, what we do is we say, gee, here's how the technology is going to meet that business objective.
At the end, the main document is what we call a business requirements document that we will then encapsulate all the information they've told us and repeat it back to them, go through reviews to make sure that we have everything covered.
The design phase, that's where we take all those business requirements and turn them into the technical requirements that we do for this customer.
The customer's role in the design phases is very important. When we are working with the customer to come up with a design, we generally will have many different options for them to choose from. We will put together pros and cons and our recommendations for those different options and provide them to the customer and work with them to decide on which option is best for them. The implementation phase is where we take the designs that have already been done, the call flows that have already been done, and we begin to analyze those and build the solution according to those and according to our documented best practices.
In this phase, we actually go off and we build the servers and we configure the servers according to the design that's been approved. During the implementation phase, typically the customer is not impacted very much. Their production systems aren't impacted much. We're typically deploying on a new set of servers and a separate side of the network. What signifies the end of this process is that we've done our internal unit testing and it passes the test cases that we needed to pass. One of the things that we've found as we go through this is that it's one level of understanding when your solution is on paper, and it's another one when you go to use it. So the next phase of the Lifespan methodology is the validation phase. And what that means is that we've developed a test plan that we need to execute to prove that the way that we've configured the system meets the customer's needs. And then at that point, we feel that we're about 95% confident that we've met the business objectives that we need to with the customer. The system works the way they need it to. Not 100% yet, because the true test is when we hit the next phase, which is the launch phase.
The next phase that we go into is the launch phase, also known as the go live phase. That's where we flip the switch, everything is going through the new system, they're taking live calls, and then we are there to support them for at least the first few days, if not the first week of production.
When we say it's ready to go live, we mean it. We have heard this direct from small to large clients that they have never seen a vendor out there that tests applications like we do. We start testing in the implementation phase and continue all the way through launch. So we've tested the application essentially 3 times before that application gets put on their production system and has live callers coming into it.
The final phase of the project is the transition to our support center. And what that's all about is now that we're live and now that the system is working the way you need it to work, the way the customer needs it to work, we need to move that system to long-term support so that the customer has an interface to a support organization that's available whenever the customer needs help.
The Technical Assistance Center is staffed 24/7, 365 days a year, so the customers can always get help through that.
Spanlink's always there when the customer needs us.